super.
I like Sadie. I like Sadie. I like Sadie.
Hot down, Marston! Hot down, Marston! Hot down, Marston!
Super.
The cat gets its slice. The cat gets its slice. The cat gets its slice.
And we're live. ODog 575, welcome to Team Blackwater. ODog, were you born in May? Very curious. Welcome everyone to the first annual Super Antonio movie night live stream. Saturday stream. Linda, greetings. Levi, Elijah, welcome. Leroy, apologies for being late. Just in time, friend. I've been having a busy day. Well, it's time to relax. Relax and enjoy a film. Does everyone know how this works? We're going to, the movie is pinned in the no, it's actually in the description. It is in the description. I didn't add a comment. So you have to open that in another link or another window. And then you can watch that screen, or you can watch my screen. You can not watch the movie at all and just hang out and have a nice conversation. Odoc says, yes, May, 12 minutes to 2 months in, day and 75. Yeah, you know. Well, anyways, I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate all the hard work you do for the channel. And thank you for joining Team Blackwater. Look for your name in the end credits. What was I going to say? Thought we could just hang out for a little bit and until the chat rolls in and we get a little bigger crowd. Sharpie, greetings, welcome. We're going to be watching Tombstone. And I will comment and give you little timestamps here and there. David, greetings, friend. What's for dinner? I'm glad you made it. This is one of my favorite films. And then, ironically, I was scrolling through the other films that they're offering on YouTube for free with ads, and there are so many great ones that I wanted that we're going to watch. We are going to watch Tropic Thunder, Snatch, The Untouchables, Big Trouble in Little China, The Magnificent Seven, the original Magnificent Seven. We can watch Heat with Val Kilmer again, and Commando, of course. Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, The Score, Marlon Brando's last movie, Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's an infinite amount of movies we can watch. We can sustain this indefinitely, and I will be happy to do that if we get enough people coming in here, because I love movies and I love you guys and I love talking about them. Where are we? Jesus, greetings, salute everyone. Ali, hey y'all, greetings for Western Australia. Shout out to Australia. Really appreciate you being here, friend. Levi, Elijah, I've been trying to get that cougar cutaway coat, but that cougar is hard to get. Yes, that cougar is elusive. Juju Bees, I like your username. Greetings, friend. Happy Saturday. Leroy, thank you for the super chat. $4.99, trying to help out as much as I can. Hope this will help in some instance. It helps in every instance, Leroy, and I really appreciate it, though it is unnecessary. Your support keeps this channel going, and I am eternally grateful. Okay. Does everyone have the movie queued up. We were watching Tombstone tonight, and the link is in the video description. Thanks, Leroy. I really appreciate it. You have my undying appreciation. Look for your name in the end credits. So yes, let me know. And David says, Star Hearts is an Aussie. She sure is. As for Ali, 2 Australians in the chat. Pac-Man, great username. With a movie theater, movie camera icon. I'm glad you understand. Do you have your second window open? Tombstone from 1992, or 93 actually. It's one of the last of the great Hollywood epic westerns. Reservoir Dogs just came out in 1992, and that was the trend of where all movies were going to go. But this one is a throwback. The director is George Cosmatos, I believe, and he was big in the 70s. He had a movie called The Cassandra Crossing. His most recent movies were Rambo Part 2, and so he wasn't really like a great director or a named director. I would call him a journeyman director, if that makes sense. Also, do you like the sepia tone? I just wanted some Red Dead in the background while I talk, because I didn't want to go full frame because this webcam is potato. When we actually buy a webcam, thank you, Leroy, I will get, we will go full frame for these things. Oh, and I also wanted to show you, I started decorating for Christmas, and Quiet is ready for the holiday season. At any rate, I think we have enough people here. So let us start the movie in 3, 2, 1. You'll probably get some commercials. I've got it queued up, so I don't have commercials. And I'm at 0.16. Getting some logos. Synergy. They're an Italian company, I believe. This is happening in 1879, and I wonder if these are actual. This isn't actual footage. This looks like footage from silent films. But that's okay. Is everyone watching? Do you know what I'm talking about, or is it just, am I just randomly talking about? Yeah, that's Southern California. That's not. And these are actually, that's Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was already a star, but he completely steals this movie. David, being here, liking the video helps this channel grow. Yeah, I think it, subs are up. Views are kinda up. But yeah. That's the first movie that was, that scene of the cowboy shooting at the camera, that was the first movie that was ever released. I believe Thomas Edison did it. Jujubes, yes, it's playing on my tablet. And it looks like we're starting somewhere in New Austin. Actually, it's Arizona. Leroy, I got a lot of Christmas decor today because I've been in the holiday spirit. I may have overdone it, but my house is now appropriate for the season, I can proudly admit. I started today, but I didn't, I was busy. I like those boots. 4 aces. Seems like a bad guy. Double barrel. Note the red sash. Someone has a repeater. It's a happy wedding, but not for long. David, on my TV and typing on my phone. That's how I want this to go. Just have a device to like interact with the chat and me, and then watch on the big screen. I have my the video. There's Johnny Ringo. He also steals the movie. Michael Biehn from the Terminator. Powers Booth, great actor. So I'm watching on mute with closed captions so we don't get an echo. I don't like wearing headphones. It's very distracting, and I don't like how it looks on a live stream. It'd be nice to get a little headset like the Secret Service and news people wear, but I don't care. So just in case you didn't know, these are bad guys. They are slaughtering a wedding party and laughing. Pac-Man, cheers for the good movie. Popcorn emoticon. Thanks for being here, Pac-Man. Stephen Lang, you may know that name, is Ike Clanton. Note every one of these characters are. There's Stephen Lang. Is a historical character. They actually existed. Ow. Let's just shoot somebody in the knee because we're bad. David V, who's going to be my Huckleberry? Yes, indeed. Anyway, Stephen Lang, you may recall from Avatar, he was the scary colonel. He got ripped in his older age, or his more senior age. But in the 90s, he was kind of soft. Leroy, that's totally not vulgar at all. Slaughter an entire wedding. Niche. Albert Decker, welcome. Do you have the movie on? We are at 5:20. 5:22. If you're watching Tombstone, wedding party just got slaughtered. Really like Johnny Ringo's look. I really wish we could do that low. And again, it was the 90s. So soul patches were quite popular. Albert, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're here. Really appreciate you having you here. Welcome. I hope you brought snacks. Producer Classic. Appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. That's a great username. So at any rate, I found a ton of movies for us to watch on Saturdays. I thought we were going to vote on it, but we're not. Oh, and then let's eat. Hijo de Satanas, like sons of devils. These boys are acting like O'Driscolls. Well, actually Del Lobos, given the region. David, what's for dinner? I had a new dish that I just invented, and I called it pad thai salad. Because I had a little pad thai left, and I could have added it to rice. Here comes Kurt Russell, but instead I put it on a bed of chopped lettuce. It's delicioso. And there's Kurt Russell with a fine level 10 mustache. David V. Tostadas, Jujubes, Sons of Satan, to be more precise. I like this scene. You can't be mean to a horse. Watch this. See, one move, you learn everything. Even if you don't know who Wyatt Earp or Kurt Russell is, you learn everything you need to know about the character. I'm a good guy. I care about horses. I like movie shorthand like that, where they, an old adage is show, don't tell. That movie just showed you everything you need to know, or that scene did. Welcome to Tucson. This is a good look with the red tie. Jujubes, he commands respect, yes. Yes, both in the sense of his character and also the actor. Kurt Russell is a Hollywood icon. He's been around since the 60s. His first movie was when he was a kid with Elvis, Commercial Break. It happened at the World's Fair. And just so you know, I'm doing this off the top of my head. It's not like I don't have the Wikipedia page open, or I did review the Wikipedia page just in case, but that was more to see what I wanted to talk about. I know this movie and these actors intimately. Levi Elijah, I ain't watching the movie because I don't have any more electronics to watch it. It's up to you, friend. You can just open it on another screen and watch it there, and then just listen to me if you want. Sam Elliott, another great cowboy. And here come the girls. And Bill Paxton, also in the Terminator. He was one of the punk rockers that when Arnold comes out of Griffith Park completely naked and goes, "Your clothes, give them to me now." And he was one of the guys. David V, anyone watch Winona Earp on Netflix? I did. I loved it. She's a cutie. Also had a great theme song. I don't know how many seasons, but I watched a bunch of it before I canceled Netflix. I was very happy. Look how happy they are. Roll credits. And they all lived happily ever after. Maybe. Interesting, usually in these westerns, the hero isn't married. Definitely, it's just like superheroes, they don't need the emotional attachment. It's a vulnerability. It's the way enemies can get at them. And someone has the vapors and needs some laudanum. Bill Paxton chewing an apple, that's also shorthand. Just shows that he's the youngest and the most boyish. Time for some gambling. Oh, this is the introduction of Doc Holliday. And, he's the way he's manipulating that silver dollar. There he is. What a great character. It shows you two things. One, that he's great at cards, and two, he's an excellent gunman. Even again, if you don't know who Doc Holliday is. Have some extra laudanum in your whiskey. Levi Elijah, I might just play Red Dead Redemption 2 while I'm listening and commenting. Yeah, that's the other way to do it. Isn't that a daisy? You know, it's not really fair because Val Kilmer had health issues, but he never really got a franchise like Robert Downey Jr. or Johnny Depp did. And those three guys are around the same age, so he never really got propelled to international stardom, though he easily could have. Just never worked for him. It was nice seeing him in Top Gun Maverick, but his voice is completely gone. It was all digital, and he has aged, and the years have not been kind. But, the years are not kind to any of us. Levi Elijah working on that Cougar cutaway coat. Okay, express ammo and rifle, you'll be fine. Also, if you do a health tonic before you go after him, so even if you will definitely survive the first hit. Note how Val Kilmer adjusts his vest. Interestingly, ironically, considering the game we play, he is suffering from tuberculosis. That is why he's in Arizona in the first place, for the dry air. Albert Decker, he played the best Doc in my opinion. I agree. Jujubee's Father Time is undefeated. Yes, indeed he is. Looks like we got some Tennessee Walkers in the background. I don't know. I just made that up. I don't know what kind of horses those are. That is a great scene. Also note that this movie is completely 100% analog. Those clouds, that sky existed. This happened. These are real people. In 1992, they hadn't even invented computers yet, basically. Odog, I'm glad you're watching. We are at 1432. Going to the homestead. It's filmed on location with actual people and actual horses and completely practical effects. Practical in-camera effects. Now, I prefer in-camera effects because I feel you get a better performance from the actors. If they see you getting shot, instead, you're not pretending. The actor is actually seeing it and reacting to it, as opposed to reacting to a stick on a tennis ball and being in a green screen warehouse and seeing somebody with a bunch of dots on their faces. Hey, there's a suffragette. Did you see that? Let them vote. And here are some fancy ladies. Grand Hotel. Time for a deluxe bath, perhaps. Levi Elijah, I just died because I forgot my rifle on my horse and it ran away. Well, the good news is you should exit and reload, and the cougar will respawn. Well done, friend. Note the stars on the American flag. And this gent in the bowler, who's the sheriff and the tax collector and the mayor. Forget who he is. I'm looking him up. Charlton Heston is in this movie, speaking of. John Tenney. Not sure who he looks familiar. What else was he in? Looking him up now. Beverly Hills Cop 3. Green Lantern. I don't know where I know him from. He was in CSI. Look at that. That's all people. That's all real people. None of this is. I just like the verisimilitude that you can only get by actually using people in that environment that are feeling the Arizona sun and the heat and the dry air and the dust. I think it really helps with the performance. And another reason why I don't like modern movies. These three brothers, I mean, these guys really act like brothers. And they look like it too. Sam Elliott as Virgil. And Bill Paxton as Morgan, who's the youngest. And Wyatt, who is the middle child. Kurt Russell as Wyatt. As I recall, they bought that saloon, or they're setting up a game in there. They need an income stream. Or maybe he's just going to meet Doc. They're best friends. Jujubes. OMG, that was Harry Carey Jr. I'm not sure who you are referring to, but there are a bunch of people in this movie. Bunch of stars. It's definitely an ensemble cast. And also note how everyone's smoking. You don't see smoking anymore. Or, you know, I'm sure this, and you know, old movies have like smoking cautions. But it was the 90s and nobody cared. Juju B says, Harry Carey Jr. was in The Three Godfathers Western with John Wayne. Excellent. I like the history. Wyatt's going to offer security. Get himself hired. Jujubes, I recommend The Three Godfathers. A Christmas Western theme. I was trying to find a Christmas movie for the Christmas stream. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. David V, The Searchers. We are at 2046, if anyone cares. I said, throw down, boy. You won't, of course. Part of being a gunslinger and a sheriff is being a good judge of character. And card player, I suppose. How is the movie night so far? Is it working for you guys? Is it fun? I'm having fun. I'm glad you're here. There's some drovers. It's a cattle town. Okay, we have income. Note how Morgan has a little knife on his watch chain, like Javier does. And here is the introduction of Doc Holliday. I didn't know was back in town. David V. Christmas movie, Trading Places. Is it available on YT? Because that would be fun to watch too. Yeah, as long as we stick to old movies, which I love, we have plenty of content for Saturday movie streams. Albert Decker, I'm watching this movie and the wife got Uncle Buck on the TV. LOL, 2 great movies in one night. Okay, great. We want you to be happy, Albert. And note how everyone is formally dressed. There's no t-shirts, there's no jeans. The weather's exactly the same. It's like 80 or 90 in Tucson. And, you know, you're wearing... And vest and sleeves is about as casual as you're going to get. Everyone's got hats. Everyone has the women are wearing gloves, coats, vest, shirt, suspenders. Levi Elijah, are you going to be live streaming Thursday? Because that is my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Levi, but regrettably, we will be streaming on Free Roam Fridays. Linda, I'm having a great time. I've always enjoyed your commentary, Super Antonio. Thank you, Linda. I have always enjoyed your comments. We are at 2418. If you want to keep up with what I'm seeing at this juncture. Here comes Powers Booth as Curly Bill. Nope, sorry. Creek Johnson. Who played Creek Johnson? He looks important. As in old cowboy important. I'm not finding him in Wikipedia. However, I am finding Paula Malcolmson as Allie Earp, one of the wives, and she was in Deadwood. Commercial. And back to the movie. For me, I'm at 25:21. Levi Elijah, that's okay. I will be on Friday. I hope you never know. David Dampler, Buck Taylor. Thank you, friend. He sounds like an old Hollywood American actor and artist. He was on Gunsmoke. And he has been in a bunch of... he's a TV legend. Johnny Shiloh, The Alamo, Gunsmoke, Return to Dodge, Big Bad John, Pony Express. Yeah, I knew he was somebody. Jujubes, The Old Man and the Bowler is Harry Carey Jr. He was in Back to the Future 3. And here is Billy Zane, who I always thought was impossibly handsome. He should have been a bigger star than he was. I mean, he had an okay career, but he never really took off. And he plays the Shakespearean actor. What is his name in the movie? Let's find him. Mr. Fabian. David Dampler starred on Gunsmoke. There's Powers Booth in the red shirt. And there is, it's not Luke Perry, it's the other one. Jason Priestley. Kate, Val Kilmer, or Doc Holliday's girlfriend, her nickname is Big Nose Kate. Big Nose Kate, and she is also a historical figure. All these people were really here. Were really there, sorry. Jerry Harris just joined. Thank you, Jerry. I really appreciate you being here. We are at 27:58. We are about to see Mr. Fabian, aka Billy Zane, perform scenes from Shakespeare. Levi Elijah, I hope I will be on your stream. I said, I hope you never know if I will be on the next stream. Well, I appreciate any stream you're on, Levi. It's great to have you here. Curly Bill, prettiest man I ever saw. Might be friends with Bill Williamson. Got lonely on the range. Yeah, he was, he is impossibly handsome, Billy Zane. You really think he would have been a bigger star? He's doing the scene from Henry V. Which is ironic because it motivates Henry's soldiers to fight. It's a nice scene to pick. It's a very well written movie. Who wrote this movie? Kevin Jarre. Let's see what Kevin Jarre has done. He wrote Rambo Part 2, Navy SEALs with with Charlie Sheen. Oh, Glory with Denzel. And The Mummy. Was that with Billy Zane? I don't think so, no. Billy Zane wasn't The Mummy. And The Jackal. Uncredited revision. Oh, interesting. No, that's not. Yeah, well, he did a great job with this movie. Jerry Harris, I name all my horses and posse after old-time westerns. David V, the way Tilly says Marion when they're on that stage robbery. Yeah, it's funny, David. And Levi Elisha, I enjoyed it. Gives me a sense of calmness. I appreciate you being here, friend, and I'm happy to calm all of you down. 17 viewers in the chat. We are at 3046. Welcome to movie night. On Saturdays we movie. Dana Delaney. Wyatt's gonna fall in love with her. I'm looking for Paula Malcolmson because she was in Deadwood, one of my favorite characters in Deadwood. Trixie. Miss Trixie. And I think Morgan is married to her. Sam Elliott sports that mustache in real life. Another one of my favorite westerns is The Hateful Eight, where starring Kurt Russell again, and he's basically playing just an older version of this character. China Beach. David V says, China Beach. I know that was a TV show. Never watched it. I think it was about Vietnam, as I recall. And I assume it's what Dana Delaney is famous for. She needs more laudanum because it's tense in Arizona. He really shouldn't have taken her from the big city. Yeah, she has a headache, so I need some laudanum. Laudanum was legal back then. It's like special medicine gum. Levi Elijah, the camp always picking on me about that deputy badge. Yeah, well, nobody told you to become a deputy. I know the game makes you. I'm just teasing you. I tease people I like. If I like you, I will probably be teasing you. And I apologize for that. Just so you know. It's nothing, well, it is personal, but it's a form of affection. Back to the game. Wyatt is an excellent dealer and also security. Gets 25% of the house. Note that Virgil is also providing security. Bill Paxton had a great career. One of his last roles was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I kind of watched. You know, I was half in, half out, but I enjoyed what I saw. Jerry Harris. My horses are Ennio, Arch Stanton, Tuco, Sergio Leone. My posse, California, XCA of Gold. Oh, Ecstasy of Gold. I love that. I love that. This is one of my favorite theme songs. Once Upon a Time in the West is definitely number 2 on my list. And Tombstone is number 3. Jujubes, I adore Bill Paxton, not gonna lie. Game Over, man. Yeah, he was in so many great movies. I love him in Aliens 2. Here's Dana Delaney's entrance. One of my favorite lines is when he's panicking, when he's doing the Game Over speech, and Sigourney Weaver brings up that Newt, that little girl, and says, you know, he goes, this little girl was able to survive here for 2 weeks with no training, and Bill Paxton just goes, well, put her in charge. It's really funny. Jujubes, my posse is United Brothel Workers. Well done, friend. I'm glad you're able to get that past the algorithm. So everybody, if you're playing online, join those posses. They'd be happy to have you, I'm sure. Everyone make friends outside of the chat. That's what I want you to do. I want you all to become friends, and I want to build a community here. Billy Zane, his adoring public, this wandering group of troubadours that just go from town to town and put on shows. I got a commercial. I don't know if you got a commercial. The lighting should be better because I've got 3 screens open. So I'm watching over here. This is my this is the PS4 screen, and I use it as a second computer screen when I'm trading. And then I'm live streaming on this screen, and then I've got the chat open on the laptop and the Wikipedia page. Levi Elijah, I haven't seen O-Dog in the chat in a while. He's around, I'm sure. I hope. I mean, he might have gone for snacks. I hope everyone has snacks. Oh, this is my... Okay, we are at 36:58, and it's Johnny Ringo versus Doc Holliday. I'm in my prime. And Johnny Ringo is going to do his... Or rather, Michael Bihn's going to do his gun fu, his gun twirling situation, which... There. David, all right, guys and gals, I have a very early morning tomorrow. Y'all be good now, you hear? Yes, thank you, David. I really appreciate you being here. You have a great night. You have a great weekend. Thanks for coming. And best wishes to you and your lovely wife. Jerry Harris, my second life is Red Dead Redemption. Been addicted since 2013. Oh, I'm glad you're here, friend. Aji Quad Ajis. That is age before experience, I believe. Well, darling, I rest in peace, in pace requiescat. So basically, they're just threatening each other in Latin. That's Latin, darling. Evidently, Mr. Ringo's an educated man. Now I really hate him. White's got the double barrel. I love this. You don't really see gunplay like this anymore. And he could still do it. He's done it at cons. Stephen Lang. Now watch Doc's response. It's a genius. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was improvised on Val Kilmer's part. Michael Biehn, another actor who you would have thought would have had greater mainstream success. Also from The Terminator, Kyle Reese. Juju Bees, I play Red Dead Online on PC. I am remedial, arthritic, and thus heavily medicated in order to play. I'd be great in a posse, smiley emoticon. I'm sure they'd be happy to have you, friend. Levi Elijah, my only friends outside of chat is Dutch, John, Arthur, and Charles. I have lumbago. Well, you're always welcome here. Curly Bill, Ike Clanton, I have to mention, in case you're new, actual historical figures. Jerry Harris, sorry, spelled that wrong. Should have been XAC of Gold. Yes, I love that song, and it's part of the game playlist. Or my game playlist. Yeah, that's great. I love that scene, just another analog scene of just Tuco running from grave to grave trying to figure it out. O-Dog's back. Someone was asking about you, O-Dog. And he says, later, David. Look at you with your green deputy star. Well done, friend. Dana Delaney's a fancy lady. Perhaps they're going to race. Perhaps she is challenging him to a race. We are at 41:25. Josephine Marcus is her character's name, and she's actually, again, this is real. She existed. Michael Rooker is in this movie somewhere. We should watch out for him. Sherman McMasters. part of Curly Bill's gang. Yeah, they're on a race. I wonder what Wyatt will win if he wins this race. I don't think he'll get a horse bump. Horsemanship is an underrated skill in movies. I think the last movie that really featured, the last big screen extravaganza that featured horses was Lord of the Rings. You don't really use them anymore. Not to this extent, with this, to this, what I would call majesty. And that's Kurt Russell really writing. Back in the day, horsemanship was a skill, just like, for acting, just like stunt fighting and learning how to sing and dance. Levi Elijah, in real life I have 5 friends. That's a lot of friends. You can't count the quantity, you have to count the quality, the degree of fellowship and intimacy. And intimacy, I'm not meaning like in a romantic sense. Intimacy just means a closeness, an emotional closeness. We are at 4341. Wyatt and Josephine are having a small picnic, a small innocent picnic, and Wyatt's talking about he's kind of married. I'm really glad Quentin Tarantino has decided to use Kurt Russell in pretty much anything he does. Hollywood legend. Dana Delaney. What's Dana Delaney up to these days? She's probably retired. Yeah, her last movie was in 2017, and what's she doing on TV? She was in Mayans as Deputy Patricia Devlin in 2023, and she's in Tulsa King. That's with Sly Stallone as Edith Roosevelt, so she's still working. That's good. We are at 45:36. And more commercials. That's okay. I'm really grateful to YouTube for offering this. I don't mind the commercials. Jerry Harris, I lost my best friend I had since 5th grade. I'm heartbroken. FB for almost 50 years. Wow. That's hard. I'm very sorry to hear that, Jerry. But 50 years. That's a lot more than many people get. And so you should just sell it. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but that's what I would focus on. 50 years of happy times and 50 years of memories. But I understand the void that leaves in your heart. That's sad. However, we are at 46:39, and Wyatt is explaining to his bedridden, laudanum-addicted wife that he, where he was all day. Juju B says, "I am so sorry, Jerry." Yes, we're all sorry. That's bad news. We're sorry to hear that. But I'm glad you're here. And hopefully I can offer some distraction. Jerry Harris, she loved watching me play Red Dead Redemption. Well, you know, when I started this channel, you know, of course I loved this game, but my mother was seriously ill. And instead of dealing with all that stress and drama and anxiety, I just threw myself into this game and into the channel. And so when she finally passed, I was just working so hard, I never really had time to mourn, and it didn't really catch up. It didn't really catch up to me, the emotions of it, until like, 2 or 3 years later, really. When I finally slowed down on the channel. When I finally stopped running. Jesus Ariola. Guys, which series can you recommend on Netflix? I don't have Netflix now, regrettably, but when I did, I watched Gotham and Winona Earp and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I miss, and what else? I watched a lot. Doc Holliday's playing Chopin, and here's an opium den. The Chinese didn't only build railroads. Jujubes, I am so sorry for your loss. I'm glad you got through it. Yeah, I got through it. I got through to the other side. But I understand. I completely understand how it's odd to be an adult orphan like Bruce Wayne. And I make jokes about it, but I still feel it, of course. Everyone, it's just everyone says it's a natural occurrence, a natural event, and it is, but everyone deals with it individually. And once you do, you are part of an exclusive club. Your life is not the same anymore. You've transitioned into a different type of human, I suppose. I didn't want to get serious. I wanted to talk about movies I love. We are at 5013. And Curly Bill is shooting up the town. Powers Booth, he also had a great career. Now he's shooting at the moon. Note the length of his Colt Navies. I do like a long-barreled revolver. Watch this. We are at 50-54. Watch how he hands over his guns. This is called the Highwayman's Grip. And Jujubee says, Harry. Yeah, sorry. Well, there's a new sheriff in town. Jujubees, that's the unsung OG of Westerns. Yes, indeed. I'm glad he's in this movie. Albert Decker, wife is dragging me off to bed. It is midnight here. Enjoy the rest of the movie, folks. Was nice being here with you, and a good night all. Thanks, Albert. I really appreciate you being here. And to the first annual Red Dead Super Antonio Super Movie Night. I don't really have a title for this series yet. All I can tell you, he's gonna turn his head into a canoe. There's Stephen Lang. That was Billy Bob Thornton. I should have mentioned that. Billy Bob Thornton was the original dealer that Wyatt takes over, and he's somebody too. Let's see. Let's look him up. Thomas Hayden Church, from one of my favorite movies, Sideways. Levi Elijah, I just got the Cougar Cutaway coat. Well done, friend. Another fantastic sunrise, Arizona sunrise. We are at 54:25. I hope you're enjoying the live stream, the movie live stream. Really appreciate you being here. White still doesn't want to get involved with local politics, i.e. become the sheriff. He just sees this as a Tombstone as a money-making opportunity, and he's really trying to stick with his original plan of opening up a saloon. He's somebody too. He's been in a bunch of movies. Let's see. Not finding him right now. Jujubee says, congrats, Levi. Levi Elijah, I have to leave. I'll be here Monday for Marston Mondays. Thanks, Levi. I really appreciate it. And again, congratulations on your new Cougar Cutaway coat. Wear it in good health. I never get that coat. I like it okay. I prefer the legendary bear coat, personally. I like the fur collar. But as I recall, I like the Cougar cuffs of the Cougar Cutaway coat. Sam Elliott, perfectly cast. He has basically played his entire career playing this character. Just tall cowboy with a mustache. He's in another one of my favorite movies, The Big Lebowski. I don't know if you know that one. Playing this character, just a cowboy. A cowboy on the range, or in the Big Lebowski's case, the bar at a bowling alley. Terry O'Quinn, Jujubes. Thank you. Yes, Terry O'Quinn. Thank you for that. Mayor John Clum, Terry O'Quinn. Terry O'Quinn, to quote Wikipedia, he was in Lost. That's where we know him from. He was Mr. Locke in Lost. But he was in a bunch of other things. And he was in The X-Files, LA Law. He's basically been working since 1980. He was in Heaven's Gate and The Rocketeer. Amityville, A New Generation, which came out the same year as Tombstone. And Old School. Do you remember Old School with Vince Vaughn and Luke Wilson? Micah T, greetings, friend. We are at 58:30 if you want to watch along on Tombstone, and the link is in the description of this video. Jujubes, The Stepfather, he was hilarious. Wasn't Elijah Wood also in The Stepfather? A very young Elijah Wood? I may be misremembering. Look how dusty Morgan's hat is. That Arizona dust, because they're in Tombstone. And I don't know if you noticed the scar on Wyatt's neck, on Kurt Russell's neck. If you're watching on an HD TV, that, my friends, is a plastic surgery scar. And you never really saw that until you get HGTV, and you can see like super close up. Just you can see the pores on actors' skin. Not supposed to see that. Not supposed to look. Jujubes, how did they keep those clothes, those whites so white in that dust? Well, they had the Chinese laundry, friend. But I suspect those whites weren't so white. They were closer to yellow. That's some of the Hollywood magic. Micah T, I'm surprised that Tombstone is free on YouTube. Most movies aren't. Well, a bunch of older movies are. We've got like infinite content for this series. Jujubes, clothing, I mean. Yes, I knew exactly what you meant. Doc Holliday is looking worse and worse, just like Arthur in Chapter 6. He's got the old black lung. Val Kilmer's performance, he really steals this movie. You can't call it a breakout performance because you get this level of quality in basically anything he does or anything he did. And then this guy, Stephen Lang, his most famous role was the colonel in Avatar. He got in great shape in his older years. He's kind of soft here. He put on at least 25 pounds of muscle, definitely on HGH, but that's okay. You know, the funny thing, you know, everyone talks about steroids like and thinks it's like Steve Rogers' super serum, like you just inject the steroids and you suddenly become ripped, and you still have to put in the work. You still have to get your diet dialed in and you know, and lift heavy and have, you know, and you still have to work out. It just allows you to recover faster, and that way you can lift heavier and you can get more explosive growth faster. That's all it does. It's not Steve Rogers' super serum, but it is kind of a super serum. But you still have to work for it. It's not free. Nothing's free. Jerry Harris, consumption. Yeah. Doc Holliday has consumption. Note how Big Nose Kate is kind of his manager, and she keeps track of the money. And Doc is like, well, he's the talent and the, you know, and security. And she also takes care of Doc. Jujubes, I had completed TB treatment, wow, when Red Dead Redemption 2 was released. It's weird to think with drugs I lived. I saw Arthur suffer, see Val Kilmer show what it was like. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, friend. But I'm glad you're still here with us, and I'm glad you got to play with this game. The greatest game of all time, if you ask me. I love this game so much I started this channel. Stephen Lang, stealing the scenery again. Chewing up the scenery. Yeah, see? Never really liked that look, flipping the brim up. He's going to walk right into Morgan. Gets pistol whipped. Jujubes, my God, poor Doc. And we got a commercial. Jujubes, yes, you are fortunate, and we are fortunate to have you here in the chat. I'm glad you're here, friend. The movie froze. Chat's still working as far as I know. Okay, we're back. No, we're not back. Hold on. Well, the chat is back. But this movie is freezing. Micah, did you watch any Gotham lately? Yeah, the introduction of Jerome. Actually, hold on. How's the chat doing? Can you still hear me? Got a weird lag. Can you still hear me? Are we still up? Are we still live? What's going on? Are we back?